Ladies and gentlemen, I want to present you one of the best Stephen King books adaptations.
Hello, Amanda. I want to play a game.
Hey Rubik's, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. As you can see from the title, today's video is my full review with spoilers of The Long Walk. This is based on a novel of the same name by Stephen King that was published back in 1979. The film is currently available in theaters, and as always, all my reviews are with spoilers, but if you don't want them just to see if this was worth it or not, on the description box down below, you're going to find the link of my spoiler-free review because I like to give you guys the two options. And given that quick disclaimer, let's get straight into the video. The Long Walk follows a group of teenage boys that compete in an annual contest known as the Long Walk, where they must maintain a certain walking speed or get shot. And to quickly summarize it, the film is set in a dystopian United States where they held this contest called the Long Walk. Just like the synopsis says, this is a contest where you have to walk until one participant remains, and if you don't maintain that speed, you're going to get shot. And the winner gets a prize that is essentially whatever the person wants. And the participants are teenage boys. That it's one per state, so we have 50 participants. The protagonist of the story is Ray, and here he's going to be meeting Pete, Stebbins, Baker, Gary Barsovich, Hank Olsen, Harkness, Parker, and more. And after those first meetings, they get straight into the Long Walk. The first miles, nothing really is happening. They are happy, they are trying to get used to it, warming up, till eventually a guy gets a cramp on his leg. He is not able to maintain the speed, and he gets what they call his ticket, that is getting shot, and he dies. After this, we see that little by little the atmosphere starts to shift now that they get a better understanding of what they got themselves into. Because yes, they have heard about the Long Walk, but it's not the same hearing about something rather than living it. Little by little, the boys start to fall until we arrive on the last three men standing. And by this time, they have been walking for 5 days straight. We are during the night of that 5th day. Men standing are Stebbins, we have Ray, and we have Pete. Stebbins makes a huge reveal at this moment. He is the son of the mayor, that he is the whole reason why this contest exists. But he explains that the mayor actually has no idea about this because he has other kids around the country. He was the one that everyone believed that was going to win because he looked more fit and he was fully concentrated and he looked very chill and calm, like nothing was affecting him until he gets sick in the middle of the Long Walk. So at this point, he just surrenders and he realizes that he's not going to win and he stops walking, so he gets his ticket. This leaves Pete and Ray as the last two men standing. Two details about these characters is that Pete tells to Ray that he doesn't fully believe that he's going to win, but that once he realizes that he cannot go any longer, what he's going to do is that he's just going to stop and sit down on the floor and get his ticket. He doesn't want to fight, he's just going to fully surrender. And Ray tells to Pete that what he's going to ask for his prize is a gun. And when he gets that gun, he's going to kill the mayor. Ray tells to Pete that his father was killed by the mayor by having different opinions of the government. So Ray wants revenge, and having that information is crucial what is going to be happening right at the ending. We have those two men standing and Pete decides to do what he told Ray that he was going to do, so he stops walking. But Ray is like, no, you're not going to stop, we're going to continue. Because by this point, that friendship has evolved, so he doesn't want to leave his friend behind. But what happens next is that the one that actually stops walking is Ray. And he pushes Pete and tells him like, continue. And Ray stops and he gets his ticket, leaving Pete as the winner of the Long Walk. The mayor approaches Pete and he asks him, what do you want? And he decides to fulfill his friend's wish. So he asks for the gun and he kills the mayor. And then he continues to walk throughout the night, and that is how the film concludes. And before I get into the review, I want to quickly go into the compare of the movie versus the book. I will have to say that at least 80% of the movie is just like the book. The conversations that they have, the majority of things that happen on the long walk, they are just the same. The biggest difference is the ending, but minor differences are that instead of being 100 participants, and that can be from any state, here we have 50 and 1 per state. So here we go quicker over the participants, while on the book they take a while. So that's why they last 5 days walking, because they were a lot of boys here. Another difference is that on the book they get to see people on the side of the road, while on the movie they see a few. But on the book they get groups of people several times. At the beginning of the long walk, Ray sees a girl that is holding this sign that has his name, because the long walk is on his home state. So on the book he approaches the girl and he kisses this girl, while on the movie we get the girl but he just waves and leaves. That's it. We don't get any more interactions. Ray on the book has a girlfriend that he sees at some point on the long walk with his mom, but on the movie he only gets to see his mom alone. On the book he sees his mom with the girlfriend with a lot of other people that is cheering him on, because he is on his hometown by that point. On the movie they change completely that, and they only have his mother, and the explanation that they give on the movie is that they broke up before the long walk because of it. Another detail that was changed is that Pete has a scar on his face. They give a different story as to why he has the scar, and I am pretty sure that I am missing some details that were different, but those are the ones that I remember, and clearly the ending. On the book, the last 2 men standing are Stebbins and Ray. Here we have Ray and Pete. Pete dies just like he said. He stops walking and he gets on the floor and he gets his ticket. And that was what I was expecting to see here. But when Stebbins is who dies first, that's when I clocked that they were going to be changing the ending. On the book, once Ray wins, he doesn't have this desire for revenge like on the movie. So once he is declared the winner, he just continues walking, because he's described it as going into the dark. And you can interpret it as that he has gone mad, because at that point on the book you can really tell that mentally he is not stable, and you can also see that on the movie, but on the book is even more. So he just continues walking, and that's how it ends. So we don't really know if he dies eventually because of the long walk, if he gets his prize, leaving the reader to interpret what could have happened. Well, on the movie we get a different version where Ray dies, Pete wins, but he also continues to walk through the night, but we can tell that he's going to survive and that he's going to be okay. I don't know what made them change that ending, but I do have to say that I am not mad about it, although I ended up crying. Now, getting into the review. I was expecting nothing of this movie. The first time that I saw something about it was the poster, and I thought, okay, nothing of it. Then I am on the theater and I see the trailer. And when I saw the trailer, it caught my attention because it looked hella interesting. I decided to get the book and I started reading it. And I wasn't expecting the story to be so damn emotional. And I just knew that the movie was only going to enhance those feelings. And I wasn't wrong. I ended up crying. I didn't cry with the book, but I ended up crying at the end of the movie. The reason it's at the ending, like I said, I don't really know why they changed the ending, but I am not mad because it makes an impact. And it kind of makes sense when you're watching the movie and you hear their conversations and the message that the movie is bringing. So I feel that although it was heartbreaking to watch, it makes sense. The reason why I cried was because I was expecting for Pete to die. I kind of knew that I was going to cry with him because just reading it, it was gut-wrenching. So I wasn't prepared to see it. But once I realized that they're going to change it, I was on the edge of my seat. I see that Ray is the one that stops. I lost it. Tears just came out non-stop because I knew. I knew what was going to happen. I wasn't ready because I got attached to these characters. Both the book and the movie, they make a great job making you feel attached of these characters. You care about them even when it's a short period of time. So seeing Ray suffer all that time, for him to die, I lost it. The scene with his mom. It was sad to read on the book, but here on the movie that they are just two alone was even worse because he doesn't even get the chance to hug her. On the book, he gets the chance to like go close to her. Here on the movie, he's not. We got Pete dragging him into the road because he cannot go to her. And it's sad. I was expecting this movie to be emotional, but it was even more than expected, but I mean it in a good way. I felt very anxious watching it. I knew that watching these characters die was going to hurt. There's another character, Olsen. He dies differently here, but hurts so much. The characters that their deaths were changed, they hurt even more here. When it comes to the way that the characters are portrayed, they were just like on the book. They did a fantastic job here. The director is the same guy that did Catching Fire, Mockingjay, The Ballad of the Songbirds, and he is going to be doing Sunrise of the Reaping. Those are from the Hunger Games. As someone who has read those books, I can say that those are one of the best adaptations that I have ever seen. I love those movies as much as the books. When I saw that him was the one in charge of this, I just knew that he was going to be able to bring this book to life the best way possible, and he did. So he did a fantastic job with this, and I am happy about it. This is a good adaptation. I am very picky with the book adaptations because I love to read, and I can accept that not everything is going to be the same, but sometimes they are just horrible. Some and other adaptations I can deal with them, but this one is indeed one of the best adaptations that I have seen in a very long time. As you can tell, I am pleased. When it comes to the pace, I have to say that on the book it's a little bit slower, but here we go straight away and it never stops. The anxiety only increases by time. So I was hooked from the very start all the way to the end. The score helps a lot. I really like it. The music that they chose for the movie fitted perfectly, and it added to the emotions of the scenes. Mark Hamill as the mayor for me is the perfect casting. He is a fantastic actor and he did that part perfectly, although he doesn't appear much. The rest of the cast, they are all amazing, but the actors that play Ray and Pete, those two, they take the spotlight. The actor that plays Pete, we saw him on Alien Romulus, so I have seen him already, but here he did a magnificent job. The cast is perfect. I don't know who was the casting director, but they did a fantastic job with the guys that they chose for these characters. Again, this is an extremely good adaptation. Like, Stephen King should be happy that he got a good adaptation of one of his books, since he got so many. And I don't think that he wants the same situation as The Shining. If you know, you know. As you can see, I love this movie. I enjoyed it so much. I wasn't expecting anything at first, then I saw the trailer, read the book, and now I am in love with it. So for me, this is my biggest surprise of the year, because when I first saw that poster, I was expecting nothing. But I ended up loving it so much that this is indeed my surprise of the year. And by December, this is going to be on my top 10. I have nothing bad to say about the movie. The only reason why this is not going to be a perfect score is because they decided to kill Ray. That 0.5 is going out because I am sad about it. Again, I understand why they decided to do it, but I am mad because I really like his character, and I was extremely sad and they made me cry. It's petty, maybe, but for me, this film is enjoyable, is interesting, great characters, has a great message, is well done, a great soundtrack, great acting. Honestly, it's perfect. I have to say that this film is perfect. So you know what? I am not going to be petty. Whatever. This is, as you can imagine, 5 out of 5 and a 10 out of 10. Yes, I am giving it the 0.5. I don't care. You know what? I changed my mind. I enjoyed this film with my whole heart. This is a film that I would 100% recommend. If you read the book, there's a high chance that you're going to like this. If you haven't, I would suggest you to do it if you want to get more. So thank you so much for watching, because with this I have ended my review. Again, I don't see any flaws. Even the lines, the script, it's just like on the novel. I was so happy. I was able to recognize some of the lines and some of the conversations. So there's no complaints on my part. If you want an emotional roller coaster movie, go and watch it. Now, if maybe you're asking, is this actually horror? It's classified as horror, but it's also classified as a dystopian survival thriller. So I am not going to fight here if the movie is horror or not. Even if you do not consider it horror, it's still a thriller. And for me, that is more than enough. And I wanted to talk about it. So that is more than enough for me. But I do know that the book is considered horror dystopian. So maybe if you want to consider the movie a thriller, that's fine. Again, I am not going to fight about it. You can classify it as you please, but at least for me, even if it's a thriller or a horror thriller, it still deserves to be talked about it. But with this, I have ended this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below if you watched this one, what are your thoughts? If you read the book, let me know. I am so damn happy, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you guys on my next video. Bye.